Hey guys, welcome to week 5 Tuesday's mathematics lesson. So today we'll be looking at the order of operations, including BOMDAS. The learning intention for today is to investigate order of operations and compare answers when solved in different ways. To be successful, you must be able to explore and apply conventions used to calculate expressions containing multiple operations, and identify that brackets may be needed to show the order in which operations are completed. So just recapping Miss Sunblom's lesson from last week, BOMDAS stands for brackets, others, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Today, the main thing that we're going to be focusing on is indices or powers. So as a little bit of a recap from the last video, you guys went through this equation, which was 4 plus 3 times 4. Now, from looking at the BOMDAS scale, M comes before A. So M is for multiplication, A is for addition. So the first thing we're going to have to do is 3 times 4. Okay, 3 times 4 equals 12. So the 12 comes down here into the next line. So now it becomes 4 plus 12, which equals 16. So your answer to that equation would be 16. Now today the main focus is on the O for other, which is also indices or powers. So indices are the operation that is solved second after brackets. You may have heard of powers before. Indices, indexes, and powers are all descriptions of the same thing. They are all a shorthand way of writing multiplications of the same number several times. The index of a number is written as a small number to the top right and above the base number. So over on the left here we have 3 to the power of 2. Now this means 3 multiplied by itself 2 times. Okay, so 3 to the power of 2 is the same as 3 times 3. Okay, it's multiplying by itself twice, which equals 9. Okay, it does not mean 3 times 2 equals 6. We're not putting a little times up here. It is literally the number, so 3 times by itself twice. In this example here, we're going to be doing 5 to the power of 3. Okay, 5 to the power of 3 means 5 multiplied 3 times. So this is the same as saying 5 times 5 times 5. So you're multiplying itself 3 times. So in this case, we already know if we did 5 times 5, we know that that equals 25. However, it's not asking for 5 to the power of 2. It's asking for 5 to the power of 3. So that means we need to times this number by 5 again. So 25 times 5 equals 125, which is also up here. And that is your answer. So let's do a couple of examples together, leaving the BOMDAS scale on the side so we can see. So to start with, we have 4 to the power of 2 plus 13 minus 3. Now if we look on our BOMDAS scale over here, we have brackets first, other, so powers and indices second, multiplication and division, then we have addition and subtraction last. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to look, and we can see that there are brackets here. So there's a bracket on both sides, which means we need to figure out what this is before we can figure out the rest of the sum. So to start with, 13 take away 3 equals 10. So we know that now. So now it will be 4 to the power of 2 plus 10. Now the second thing we need to do is we need to figure out what goes next. So is it the addition or is it the power? If we have a look at our scale over here, we have brackets and then indices or other is second before addition. So we need to figure out what 4 to the power of 2 equals. So that means 4 times 4, because you're timesing itself twice. 4 times 4 equals 16. So now, what we know is that 16 plus 10 is going to help us find our final answer. 16 plus 10 is quite easy. It is 26. That is our overall answer. So in this second example here, we have 4 to the power of 3 plus 20 divided by 2. Now, by looking at our BOM-DAS scale, we can already see that there are no brackets in this one. However, there is an indice, which is 4 to the power of 3. So this can be seen as 4 times 4 times 4. Okay? Now, to make this a little bit easier, we can just do 4 times 4, which equals 16. But then we need to times it by the third 4. So 16 times 4 equals 64. All right, now that we have that sorted, we can now rewrite the sum to be 64 plus 20 divided by 2. Now, if we have a look at our scale again, we can see that division comes before addition. So we're going to have to work out what 20 divided by 2 equals. Now, it's going to end up looking like this. 64 plus 20 divided by 2 equals 10. So 64 plus 10. Okay? Now, the last part, 64 plus 10 equals 74. And that is how we get our answer. So the third and final practice question involves the equation 3 times 5 minus 1 plus 5 to the power of 2. So to start with, we need to look at our BOM-DAS scale, and we can see that there are brackets in this question. So if we break them down, 5 minus 1 equals 4. So now I'm going to rewrite this question as 3 times 4 plus 5 to the power of 2. The second part that we need to break down in the list is the indice, or the other, which is 5 to the power of 2. So I'll do this over to the side here, so it makes it a little bit neater. That means that we need to times 5 by itself twice. So 5 times 5, which equals 25. So now if I rewrite the question, we have 3 times 4 plus 25. Now if we look down again, we can see that multiplication comes before addition. So that means we are going to have to look at 3 times 4. So 3 times 4 equals 4, 8, 12. So 12. So now the sum will look like this. 12 plus 25. And the final step is to figure out the answer to 12 plus 25, which is going to equal 37. So now that you have gone through this video, it's time for you to attempt the tasks for today. So there'll be a range of different tasks, including working out what different indices equal, and then you will work it out as an equation. Good luck.